All right, what's up? That was kind of an anticlimactic clap. Oh well, too late. It already happened. So, why are we here? I want to analyze the Justin Goff email. I like to go through certain lists sometimes and just kind of analyze what people are doing. As I've said before, my favorite kind of like email copy skill building protocol is to hand copy some shit and then analyze it. And then I also do practice writing, a discussion for another day. But the analysis part is something that I think a lot of people get confused about. And I like to just sometimes look at lists, whether it's from copywriters and gurus and shit, or it's just lists in a particular niche, and just see what they're doing and kind of analyze it. Now, I might actually analyze it after hand copying it, or I might just kind of eyeball it and say, oh, okay, that's what they're doing. This helps me write better copy, helps me kind of just keep my skills sharp, but also it allows me to see what structures people are using. And I think that's really important. So today what I want to do is actually look at some of the structuring of one of Justin Goff's emails. I think he writes pretty good emails. They're pretty simple and straightforward. And I just kind of got inspired to make a little video talking about it. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully all the provocative windows are closed and we can talk about it. Okay, so I happen to just open this one. It came this morning. Subject line, how I got paid a little over $3K for each email I wrote. I'm a little curious why he wrote so many words here. I gotta be honest. Like I would maybe have just put, I got paid over 3K for each email I wrote or something, just something shorter, just because like once it shows up on your phone, it's going to be probably cut off. But I don't know, maybe he knows something I don't. He's a more experienced copywriter than I am. Okay, so so he starts out showing this. So this is great. You're showing proof kind of right away. This is automatically, really compelling. And then something he does really well is he really breaks down step by step kind of the logic. So this is one of the things I talk about a lot with my students, logical flow in your copy, particularly email copy. So in total, I was paid this. I wrote 16 emails. Break that down. It's $3,000 per email. So that's really good the way he, again, like takes it and breaks it down literally like it's a mathematical proof. In this case, he's literally doing math. That's really cool. And the math here actually is a good teaching opportunity to show how you should logically, break down your copy through email. Then he does even more proof, really hammering proof in this one, showing some other launches he's done. And what I kind of want to highlight here is the different little peak moments in the email. So one thing to think about with email copy is, what is the main point? Okay. Now, this is something I talk a lot about with my students, but the main point is not necessarily like, well, this email is supposed to promote a course or this or that. That might be the email's like function, or there's another term that I've heard used for it, but it's escaping me at the moment. But that's what the email is like functionally doing. But that's not the point. That's not the argument. That's not the idea. Okay, the main idea. So he's talking about getting paid $3,000 per email. Okay, cool. So then he's sort of showing, he's demonstrating like, look, I can make a lot of money from emails I'm sending. Okay, cool. So where does that's sort of the lead, so to speak. That's the lead in. Where does the main point come in? Comes usually right here after a why statement, which is often how it comes up for copy. I write really basic sentences. Why do my emails do so well? Simple. I consistently use winning hooks in my emails. So that's sort of the first main point. Winning hooks. This email is about the power of winning hooks. Okay. And I say this so that you, as the person who might be watching this hoping to write better copy, you should be thinking about, what is the main point of my email? And then everything else in the email kind of works around that to support that main point. All this stuff up here really supports that main point pretty fucking well. If he didn't have all this stuff and he just said, hey, it's really important you write winning hooks in your emails, or use winning hooks in your emails. Okay, sure, fine, but not much is supporting that. Because he's got all this, it's pretty fucking supportive. He says, uses the same hooks over and over again. It's all about the hook, so on and so forth. Now, this is interesting. Notice where he is starting to play with tension here. So he says, a good hook will make or break your email. So you'd be smart to put more focus on your hooks. In theory, the email could have ended there. And that means that he's put kind of a deposit in the emotional bank account, as they say, of the reader. But he's here to make a pitch. So he's not going to stop there. He's going to keep going. Obviously, you can learn this on your own and test different hooks and see what works. Or if you want, you can just swipe the proven hooks that I've tested over the last 10 years. So he's, in a sense, this makes the email feel less salesy because he's giving you a way out. He's giving you a way to exit the sales conversation, so to speak. But it also kind of works as a transition because it creates a little bit of FOMO and a little bit of like positive pressure, because it's like, look, you can do this all on your own if you're a fucking idiot. Or I'm not saying that he's calling people an idiot. Or you can do this, go this other route and learn from me. So then we have more of like, what is the product reveal? This is almost like where you would have a value stack on a sales page. Well, I guess we haven't really gotten to the value stack yet, but he goes through some of the specifics. And I love that he keeps using the word hook. It's like reinforcing your mind, hook, 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 that this is, again, the main point of the email. Then, it gets into like what you're getting in the course. We've talked about that. And then how you can use it. This is really good kind of benefit-oriented copy. If you have your own list, if you write copy for clients, so on and so forth. And then this would be sort of almost like a reclose. I would say it's kind of interesting the way he writes a lot of his emails as if they are sales pages in an email, like mini sales pages. You can spend years testing email hooks, figuring out which works best, or you can just use this thing that I made for you. Also, he's really good at making it sound like it's super easy. And this is something he actually teaches a lot. So you have people who want a solution to a problem, but if you make the solution sound even harder than the problem is, they're sort of by definition, just by psychology, not going to consume or engage with the solution. So the solution has to actually seem even easier. The solution basically has to seem super simple. I don't know if I explained that super well. And then obviously this price difference is pretty dramatic from the normal $1,500 price to what is basically $200. Cool. And then I will say this: he always throws in these images in his emails at the bottom. I think that can be really cool. I was talking to a buddy of mine, Ian Scott, one of the goats of email marketing, in my opinion. Good buddy of mine, and he was talking about how with some of his clients, he's just been throwing in any kind of image at the bottom just to like kind of show some personality. I think that can be really cool too. I think it shows personality, and I think you can also, like, depending on the type of client you have, it can do what I call rockstar marketing. Rockstar marketing, in my definition of it, and I've never heard anyone really talk about it, so it's kind of this thing that I've thought of, is any kind of marketing that makes you as the consumer or the customer go, oh, I wish I was that person, or I wish I was as cool as that person, stuff like that. So if, let's say, you're writing in the fitness niche, it would be like, showing a picture of your guru or whatever, or even another customer, like working out or looking really jacked or looking really good. Or if you're in the dating niche, maybe it's somebody with, a bunch of girls, assuming that's the particular dating niche that you're in. Or, in the make money online space, it might be, the whole like posing in front of your Lambo, that kind of thing. So the main thing I wanted to actually talk about in this is just showing how this email arcs kind of around this main point thing, which again, in this email is this idea of winning hooks. So in a sense, you could all sum it up into like one word, or in this case, 2 words, this idea of winning hooks. And then the second thing I wanted to emphasize in analyzing this is the way he kind of releases the tension, but then brings it back with the pitch. And that's a way to pitch in every email without coming off as quote unquote salesy. Someone might read this and go, oh yeah, I really should emphasize my hooks. And they may or may not want to actually buy the product. It doesn't feel like an overtly salesy email in the same way, even though it's an email that's intended to make money. So I just want to share that. Obviously, Justin Goff is considered one of the, best copywriters in the world. I've met him once or twice. He was a nice guy when I met him. So first of all, none of this is intended to like obviously critique him. I'm just sharing some thoughts on some stuff that I've seen in other email out there. So if you liked this, feel free to let me know and maybe I'll make some more of these. I've actually wanted to do more like email copy analyzed or email copy explained type videos. But yeah, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, go forth, write your main point, craft the email around it, suck less at copy, and we'll talk soon.